and there's animals in his hand. Arbitrarily, he don't wanna be, no, he don't wanna be. You're arbitrarily, how could you see, oh, how could you see?
Alright, you guys, I'm switching it up just in case you guys don't make it to the end of the videos. I'm going to say this in the beginning of the video. Every Thursday we post an educational how-to video on how to get a remote sales job, and those could be recorded from my laptop, they could be Loom video, it could be a breakdown of a call, an interview. I get a lot of inspiration from the community that I run, and so Thursday videos are going to help you land remote sales jobs. Sunday videos, this video, will also help you do that, but it's a little bit more behind the scenes, documenting, building a sales community, building a sales media brand, being a dude, trying to, live a good life, and more fun stuff. I get to make cool edits and stuff in these videos. ChatGPT is dumb. A lot to do. Bruh, why does...
Yeah, I mean, we're looking good, bro. Still looking at Eugene as being the race in April.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for whatever. If I put in all the work that I can and I'm not at sub 3 in Eugene, like, that's what it is, But I know that I'm putting in what I can.
Eugene, it's an all-go for the marathon. I think your paces that you're hitting are really good right now. I mean, I'd like to be sub 135 for you at 3M.
Show them what we on.
Let's see what we got, man.
We out here skating with the boys. Diego, Casey, right here. Had a blowout, so we got 2 boards. On the monkey business right now.
Bro, that guy has so much. I'm not too washed. That was nice.
No doubt. One of the coolest things about doing your own thing as a contractor or business owner is making your own schedule. It's Tuesday, almost noon, and I'm just getting to work, and that's completely okay because I already knocked out my workout, which we're making a lot of progress on, getting fast as hell. But dude, all I really need is like 4 or 5 hours of deep work, and I can get done what most people would try to do 9 to 5. I got 1 call later, community open floor live call, but I do have something big to share with you guys. Let me get my next coffee and we'll dive into it.
Gold line's gonna tell me where the light is. Gold line's gonna tell me where the light is. Take our hands out of control.
Well, it's officially unofficial, or unofficially official. We've got a new equity partner in Because of Sales. This is someone who's worked with me for over a year in my community business, worked with me for over a year in my agency, most recently working with me on one-on-one consulting on side projects. So a lot of trust. I've had a lot of time to sniff out if he's competent, and he is, and that's why we're here. Some of you guys watching this might know him. I'm not gonna name drop yet, but you will know soon. I think it's for the greater good, man. Going into Because of Sales, I was really adamant about not splitting equity. However, I would just rather have a piece of a bigger pie. Additionally, there are so many hours in a day, and I fear that if I don't get help from someone who actually cares, not just a contractor, not just someone who's doing it for a monthly retainer, that the business will not realize its full potential in the time frame that I think it should and could. And honestly, dude, I've run businesses solo, I've run businesses now with a partner, and doing it with a partner is a lot more fun. My agency, I had a 50-50 partner, and that thing grew bigger than I would have ever thought it would have. And it was fun, and I hope I can replicate that experience here just with a different business model, one that is more conducive to what I'm looking for out of a business. So if you guys aren't subscribed yet, go to the 3rd link down below. Subscribe to Because of Sales. You'll know very soon what's going on. Side note, I wanted to share this. I'm wearing this watch for the first time in a while, and this is a watch I bought when I hit my first 50K month, maybe 2 years ago. And you know, at the time, just full transparency, this is a 1969 Datejust, pretty like entry level, like super entry level, and it was $3,500. That's what I paid for it. Hopefully I didn't get rinsed. I don't think I did, but dude, I was worried, like, dude, that's a lot of money. What if I spend it on this watch? Like, is that good? Is that bad? One of the best investments I've made, because I mean, it's probably gone up in value. Not that I plan on selling, but I think just putting your money out into the world and having that abundance mindset helps a lot. I have another one, a little bit more expensive, but same thing there, dude. The feeling of like being the man because you have the watch is super fleeting, but there is something about seeing your hard work materialize in such like a simple reminder fashion, such as like this little watch, this one that I barely wear. If you're making good money and you've been making good money, like, dude, buy something nice and don't spend all your money on something nice. Be smart. Do recommend. I don't know if you guys can hear it. This dude's ripping holiday corporate talk. If you're ripping corporate talk, talking about plans for the holidays with people you don't care about, stop doing that, man. Get a remote sales job, 1099. Shit's gonna make my ears bleed. Could be better. All right, man, dropping off the car. They're here for it. It's gonna be bike era.
Now tell me what you saw, tell me what you saw. There was a crowd of seats inside, outside. I must have done a dozen each. It was the height I grew, the weight the show was crushing you. I've been around a few. Tell me what you saw, I'll tell you what to.
See you soon. Do y'all mind if I illustrate some concepts? Because I want you guys to get good remote sales jobs. Hopefully you guys can see. When going from another industry in sales, or not in sales at all, to remote, high ticket, 1099, appointment setting, or closing, you need to be aware of these two concepts. The first one is called the 3 buckets concept. I made that up. 3 buckets. When you enter this space, there are 3 buckets that you could potentially fall into, and here they are. Bucket number 1, you are either not that experienced or entry level by default. In that case, you need to be an appointment setter unless you just want to potentially wait a really long time to go straight to closing, wait for a home run. The most predictable thing that you can do is go straight into a high quality appointment setting job. Bucket 1 is setter. Let's go to bucket 3. Bucket 3 is, without a doubt, based on the experience that you have, maybe it's relevant, maybe you have 10 years, maybe you have 5 years, you should not consider anything besides closing. I say if you're making 6 figures plus in sales in a closing style role, you should not consider anything that is not closing. Is that gonna take potentially longer for you to get straight into a high quality closing role? Yeah, it will. That's normal. But this is what I did. This is what I recommend anybody do who has a sales background. A significant one, especially closing deals. And then there's bucket number 2. Bucket number 2, you could go either way, meaning it's a gray area, and that's how a lot of sales is. You have some experience. Does that experience mean you should be a setter, be a closer? I don't know. Maybe I have some closing experience, but I'm not quite convinced I'm the best yet. Not to make this a whole mindset thing, but like the mindset that you have around where you should probably go is right. I've seen door-to-door guys come in to the high ticket space and they're like, you know what, dude, I can do door-to-door, but I'm not super confident in my ability to like one call close. I don't know the industry. For that reason, I'll probably be a setter. The same exact guy, same exact experience can come in and say, oh yeah, dude, I'm a closer. I've been doing basically closing on the doors. I don't want to be a setter and I just want to be a closer. And both of those people are right. And so bucket number 2 is a very common one, but usually in bucket number 2, it's not just like, well, you could really go either way, and so you should go either all the way into closing or all the way into setting. The door-to-door example, right? Let's say this guy comes in and he has a good amount of sales experience, but not enough to be just 100% only closer. Maybe I put him maybe over here to where it's like, based on the work that you have done, it makes sense for you to apply to like 30-40% closing jobs, but then also apply to setting jobs. Get some base hits. These setting jobs will pay you 5 to 10K per month. Know that you have that in your back pocket if you need it, but you kind of want to go into closing. So let's break it up like that. We don't want anyone delusionally applying to jobs that they're not going to land or it might take them a really long time in this industry. If we project out 12 months from now. The goal is to be in the best spot possible 12 months from now, not today, because today what you're qualified for, because you're new to the industry, is not going to be what you're qualified for in even 3 to 6 months. And so most people just need to get in fast, start gaining experience in this industry, because this leads into the second concept. The second concept, I don't have a name for this, but I'm just going to illustrate it. The criteria, I'll just name it, the criteria in which you are graded upon. And there's 4. So when you're entering this industry and you're competing for setter, closer, and you're going up against 20 other applicants, this is how you're assessed. And I've hired a lot of people. I work with a lot of people that hire a lot of people. I work with people that run big sales teams, that have people on their team that make 50K plus in commissions. I know how they hire. This is how they do it. Number 1, who would have guessed? Sales experience. If I have 2 guys, one person has 5 years experience and one has 0, by default, doesn't matter the industry, sales experience wins. Sheer amounts of sales experience is really important. But there's another close second, and this is a close second. It is industry experience or familiarity. Because if I have someone who has 10 years of insurance sales versus somebody who has 2 years of high ticket experience, you might go toe to toe with the insurance guy because that high ticket industry familiarity holds a lot of weight. The reason being is these companies are cash flow positive, they make money, and so when they're not making money, they're losing money. And so if you've never been in this industry before, these companies, not only are they thinking, oh, I need to ramp them up on my product, I need to ramp them into a one call close high ticket sale model, which could potentially double the length at which you get up to speed and double the risk that you don't work out as a sales rep for them. So if they can cross off the variable of not having to train you on the one call close model in high ticket sales, that's really, really attractive. And so number 1 is sales experience. Look, dude, if you're a killer on the phones, you got a track record, all you need to do is get on interviews and you'll win these jobs. However, this industry experience goes really far on looms, resumes, paper applications, because this guy needs to get interviews. If this guy doesn't get on interviews, this guy is going to win. So if you're coming into this industry with a lot of experience in solar, insurance, real estate, tech, you need to get on interviews. You need face-to-face conversations so they can see that sales acumen. Because on paper, even if it's less sales experience, the guy who's already in the high ticket space could beat you out. And they shouldn't in most cases. The third thing, niche experience, industry, not high ticket industry experience, but like if you were selling in real estate before, you were a realtor and there's an agency hiring a closer and they sell lead generation for realtors, they are going to be much more willing to overlook your lack of industry experience because you know realtors. You were a realtor. So if we combine just sales acumen with your understanding of real estate and realtors, you have a really good shot at that role compared to some high ticket closing kid. This goes with fitness if you've been a personal trainer. This goes with e-commerce. This goes with real estate. This goes with any kind of like agency B2B. This goes with anything. Any niche where you would have reason to understand their buyers better than someone else, you will have a leg up. Hopefully y'all can read my writing. The last thing, who you know. Warm introductions, referrals from people that hiring managers know, like, and trust will get you into roles that you wouldn't have otherwise gotten into. I put this down below because this is extremely important. This will be the difference of you getting hired or not, you getting a chance or not. But you kind of need to have some of this, a makeup of this, in order to be the guy that's recommended. I'm gonna put some weight on this, right? This feels about right. 40, 30, 20, 10. The guy with a lot of sales experience, if they can get onto interviews and sell themselves to show that they are more confident than the high ticket closer, they will win. The high ticket closer, by default, on paper, will probably get 2 more interviews than number 1, the guy with the sales experience, because it's safer for these companies. So the challenge here, number 1, is get on interviews. The challenge here, actually be competent. Because if you've been in the industry for a while and you understand it and you took a program or whatever and you're not competent, it's not going to save you. Niche experience, it's important, but if you've worked in a real estate office with realtors, but you were the janitor, they're not going to hire you into a 10K, 20K per month sales role because you were the janitor in the real estate office. It has to be relevant. And then who you know, you're not going to even be able to use this if you don't have anything here. So these are 2 things that I want you to assess when getting into this industry. A little bit more about setters. If you were an SDR, a BDR, canvasser, cold caller, you were not the one closing the deals, but you are the one setting the deals up, you're gonna fall here. On this end, if you were closing the deals, even if it was super long sales cycle, insurance involved, not a one-call close, whatever, if you were the one facilitating the transactions, it's easy for you to fall here. And if you did a little bit of both, and you were starting to ease into the one who closes the transactions, you're gonna fall here. And this one, it's a spectrum. It's not gonna just be a 50-50 split. I always tell people based on how comfortable they are in the response, the initial response, when I ask people, which one do you wanna go to, says a lot. And they're probably right. And so if you're in this middle bucket, pick a split that feels good for you, that kind of hits the sweet spot of you not waiting too long for the dream roll, but then not compromising too much on like the on-target earnings. Pick a spot, start applying to jobs accordingly. And if you just watch that and it makes no sense to you and you're still confused, comment down below like your experience, what industries you've worked in, what you feel like is right, anything unique to your situation, and I'll get back to you in a fully thorough response based on what you share. This is something that I go through with community members who come in with all different varying levels of experience. And I think this really helps people set expectations so they don't get into a bad role or find themselves not getting hired or, end up wasting time and fizzling out of the high ticket space. The high ticket space is so freaking real. Why most people fizzle out of it is they get sold a dream, they realize they're not qualified for the dream, or maybe they don't even realize it, and they think, oh, this was a scam. Wait, I'm not qualified for the 30K per month role as a college student who's never worked a job before? Like, this was a scam. Yeah, I mean, you got scammed if that's the case. But no, I mean, this is real. This is career strategy, just like any other sales industry. But this one's competitive. We're talking to inbound leads. That's attractive. So yeah, comment down below your unique experience. I will fully respond to anyone who comments. Fellas, I'm not usually a Black Friday guy, not usually someone that goes out of my way for sales, but I did just buy about $600 worth of camera equipment because YouTube. I got an action cam. I think it's a DJI Action Osmo 5. So I got that. I got a clip mount so I can like clip it onto things. I got a suction cup mount for that. I bought like an SD card. I bought like the package with the camera that has a lot of stuff. There was more stuff in there. I can't remember, but basically I bought a new camera and accessories so I can film cooler content. I want to film content in my car. So suction cup and clip mount are going to help with that. Also, it will help with cool angles, like right next to me. It's all this glass. If I had a suction cup mount and a lighter camera than the one that I'm filming on, I could have some cool ass angles. Yeah, if you guys want to know if I'm a Black Friday guy, that's it. That's what I got. And I just want to take a short little second here to pop up some wins. These were posted on Thanksgiving Day, and it feels good to run something where on the day where people are typically thinking of friends, family, and the people closest to them, the things they are most thankful for, that they come into our app on their phone or their computer, go to our wins channel, type up wins, and share gratitude for what it is that we do and how we've changed their lives. That's super cool. I think it's one thing to run a business that makes you a lot of money, but it's short-lived. I think what's a lot cooler is to run a business that makes you a lot of money and helps people get into a better life, a better situation. And so the older I get, the more like successful on paper that I become, that becomes more and more important to me. I think it's hard to have that perspective when you are just starting out, but now that I'm not in the position where it's like, hey man, how am I gonna pay rent next month? Or how am I gonna afford this or afford that? It just feels good to know that I'm helping other people get closer to that. And I really appreciate you guys. If you guys are watching this and you are inside our community or you support anything that I do or my team does, it means everything, man. You guys help me create my dream life. And in doing so, I get to help other people create their dream life or dream lives. Thank you very much. I realize this might be a stark contrast from the last clip. I'm just about done editing this video and just wanted to get an outro done, but I am so cooked. I'm so unbelievably cooked right now. From this run I had today, I'm going to keep this short. Just like in the beginning of the video, every Thursday is an educational video will help you land a 1099 remote sales job. Every Sunday is a video like this, a little bit more fun, but still going to help you land a remote sales job. If you've been looking into our community, now's a great time to do it. It is a tax write-off. We're getting into December. If you made a lot of money in sales as a contractor, maybe you're in the off season, you don't really want to go back to the doors, or you're dialing insurance leads, join our community and write it off before the end of the year. I am not a CPA, but your CPA will probably tell you the same thing. So again, guys, short and sweet. I'm exhausted. Thank you for watching the video. And like always, we're going to keep it rolling. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next week.